Hi, this presentation is about human and non-human interactions in an urban park. My co-authors.
In urban parks, the presence of animals attracts visitors who enjoy interacting with them in different ways, including, for example, feeding and touching. And thus, depending on the context, conflicts may emerge. How can ethologists help parks to deal with the situation? We know that animals can avoid or approach humans actively, increasing or reducing aggression, feeding, and backing behavior. So the outcome of interactions involves dynamic adjustment between human and non-human individuals that are immersed in an environmental context. It depends on the individual and the environmental features. So, to have elements for creating a strategy for the park, it's first necessary to learn how the visitors interact with the animals in the trails, which animals they meet, if they interact differently according to the species they meet. Here, we use the similarity principle hypothesis. According to it, people are more concerned about things that are perceived to be more similar to them. Considering the animals groups, people would be increasingly more concerned with invertebrates, vertebrates, mammals, and primates. Human-animal interactions are also reported to be influenced by other things such as time of the day and the presence of children. Considering this literature in the park's problems, our goal was to describe human-animal interactions and to check if there was a phylogenetic bias in interactions with different species in a Brazilian urban park in order to help the staff decisions about management. I've picked some data to show you today, but if you are curious to learn more about our study, you can take a look at our paper. We checked if there was a phylogenetic bias in interactions with different species. We also analyzed the interactions according to the presence or absence of children among the groups of visitors who interacted with animals, and we analyzed if the human-animal interactions differed according to daytime. We collected data at Tietê Ecological Park. It's an urban park situated in the state of São Paulo, marked in green, in the east part of São Paulo city. Here you can see the park closer. The area we worked is marked in black. This park is a reforested area with more than 300 animal species living there, including coatis, sloths, capuchin monkeys, tapir, and the capybaras. There are also many species of birds, many invertebrates, and reptiles like lizards and snakes. This is the top view of Tietê Ecological Park, where it is possible to see markings A and B indicating the track used in the study, marked in red. An observation session began when we arrived on the trail, point A or B, and finished when we reached point A or B 2 kilometers ahead, which took around 30 minutes. An observer collected non-human data and a second observer simultaneously collected human data. We recorded all occurrences of animal sightings and human interactions. Data were collected on weekends between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. with an equal number of sessions during mornings and afternoons on both Saturdays and Sundays. We recorded the number of non-human individuals in each sighting, the presence or absence of humans who interacted with them, how many human individuals were present in each sighting and their age, and if humans fed or touched the animals. We defined the following phylogenetic categories: invertebrates, reptiles, birds, non-primate mammals, and primates. For each phylogenetic category, we described the number of encounters with animals
And the number of non-human individuals in these encounters.
We also analyzed hybrid encounters, that is, encounters with more than one non-human species, as you can see in these pictures. We consider the phylogenetic categories, the presence of children, and the day of the week and time of the day as independent variables. To evaluate how attracted humans were to a particular animal group for each group, we calculated what we call the popularity rate, defined as the total number of people who interacted with the category divided by the total sighting of humans interacting with the category. For example, for monkeys, we counted the number of interactions with monkeys and put in the denominator and the total number of people involved in all these interactions, and then we compare the number of people interested in monkeys with those interested in birds, reptiles, and so on. For each animal group, we also calculated the feeding rate and the touch rate. For the feeding rate, we divided the number of sightings of at least one person feeding an animal by the number of sightings with interacting humans. We did the same for touching. Visitors who were in physical contact or extended a hand within less than 30 centimeters of animal were considered to be touching, as you can see in the picture. We have registered 466 sightings of non-human animals, and in 202 of them we have seen human-animal interactions. Most interactions involved primates or non-primate mammals. 21% were hybrid interactions. Most involved primates or non-primate mammals. Interactions with invertebrates, reptiles, and birds were low. Popularity rates touching and feeding were low for invertebrates, reptiles, birds, and birds with non-primate mammals. In contrast, interactions with non-primate mammals and primates had higher rates and were even higher when these groups were seen together. The popularity rate was significantly higher for primates than for non-primate mammals. Children were present in most of the interactions, which occurred more often on Sunday afternoons. Touching and feeding were more frequent in interactions with non-primate mammals with children than without children. Summarizing, we confirmed the similarity principle as we found that most interactions involved mammals and they attracted more visitors. Hybrid groups of mammals attracted even more. Visitors fed touch more mammals than non-mammals. Visitors fed touch more primates than non-primates. And finally, interactions occurred more on Sundays afternoon and children were present in most of the interactions. Based on these findings, we suggested that the park staff could promote more interactions between humans and species that are usually less involved in conflicts, such as invertebrates. And that the environmental education people could promote activities for Sunday afternoons, such as bird watching or guided observations of primates, or drawing workshops for teaching the importance of different animals. Considering that studies of attitudes and cultural views of visitors about nature and animals are crucial for understanding human attitudes, further studies of the diversity of cultural views and human behavior in parks are crucial for promoting a healthier way of species co-living.
Thank you.